Hey guys, so you know that saying, don't believe everything you see on social media? In today's episode, I wanted to touch on one particular example of how somebody's body can be made artificially, and it doesn't have to be edited to be posted. And that would be anabolic steroid use. Now, because of the nature of this topic, I did want to give a quick trigger warning for anybody that might need it, and that trigger warning will be for the discussion of drug abuse or misuse, so I just want to give you guys a heads up before I dive into it. So, recreational anabolic steroid use in the US at least is illegal. That being said, it can be used for medical reasons, and those medical reasons are usually to treat low testosterone levels in males. So when a male, may be starting puberty later than they should, then they'll be suggested the treatment of steroid use legally and medically, but otherwise it's illegal. I have no idea what I just said in that sentence, and it was not English, so I'm just going to apologize for that in advance. If you don't know what anabolic steroids are, they are the type of steroids that are colloquially known to be the, quote, steroids that people use to build muscle. They are a synthetic synthetic version of the naturally occurring male hormone testosterone. Because it is mimicking a hormone, there are some telltale signs of somebody that is on anabolic steroids, even when their hormone levels are perfectly healthy. And these effects can be differing based on their sex or their age. These visible side effects happen because these steroids are similar to birth control in that it alters the rates at which your body's naturally occurring hormones are being produced. Now, the type of sex-based signs of steroid use differ between males and females, obviously. In males, it can include side effects like shrinking testicles or, let's see, what else? Growing breasts, because when you use steroids, your body's being told, hey, don't make testosterone, I'm here, go away. So because your body's not making any natural testosterone, it's like, okay, I'll hold off, and then that lack of testosterone results in breast growth. Now, this one is a little surprising, especially when I was researching it, but the age-specific signs of steroid use it's pretty much just one thing. The one sign of adolescent anabolic steroid use is stunted growth, and it's a very similar concept to the growth of breasts in adult males, in that the body is being told, hey, don't make testosterone, go away. So because there's no naturally occurring testosterone, it thinks that the body is already grown and it doesn't need to grow anymore. Alright, now I do want to give another quick trigger warning. I am about to dive into discussing drug misuse and abuse. According to the NIH, steroid misuse can be seen in different types of patterns, and there are four. The first one is cycling, second is stacking, third is pyramiding, and the last one is plateauing. Cycling is basically where someone takes an amount of steroids and then holds off for a little bit and then goes back on, and then that cycle repeats over and over again. Stacking is where someone will just take loads and loads and loads of different types of steroids. By the way, steroids can be taken either through injection or orally, meaning it's in a pill form and they swallow the pill. The third one, pyramiding, is where someone starts with lower doses of steroids and then they kind of build up that intake as time goes on. The fourth one, the last one, is plateauing, where someone takes roughly the same amount of steroids, it's just that they take different types or a different combination each time in order to avoid a tolerance for a specific type. Now, I went on my Instagram and asked my followers to submit any questions that they had about steroids and steroid use, and one question in particular came up asking how dangerous are PEDs, or performance enhancing drugs. Pretty much most, if not all, PEDs are related to enhancing testosterone levels and enhancing your appearance. So they all have similar consequences in that they can affect the liver, kidneys, or the heart. And then specifically with anabolic steroids, they can cause things like roid rage, quote, which is where someone is just more aggressive than they usually are. Again, this is due to the higher levels of testosterone in the body than the body is used to, and an increase in impulsiveness. I'll let you decide for yourself how dangerous you think anabolic steroids are, but I just want to tell you that they can cause things like liver cancers, kidney problems, heart problems, hypertension, which is high blood pressure, and all of these things can lead to death. One last little thing that I wanted to mention in this episode is the difference between anabolic steroid use and T therapy. T therapy is what is used by transgender men that are transitioning to their gender identity. The first obvious reason is that one is legal and one is not. Obviously, steroid use is illegal and T therapy is legal. It's just that you have to discuss with your doctor what your course of transition will be, and then you should be good to go. Another difference is steroids are purely to enhance someone's appearance, and T therapy is just gender affirming care. I'd rather be honest with you guys instead of give you misinformation over T therapy, because I do not want to offend anybody in my audience. That is the last thing that I want. And I will say that I am not that knowledgeable about T therapy and its goals besides the basic idea of transitioning to male. But what I can tell you again is anabolic steroid use recreationally is illegal and T therapy is not. Okie dokie. I did want to close out this episode by saying that there is a crisis line for anybody that is dealing with drug abuse or substance abuse, and that is 1-800-662-4357. Again, that is 1-800-662-4357, and that will be calling in to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. Alright, well, thank you for listening and for sticking with me all of this time and being patient with me while I'm figuring out some new content to release. Yeah, I think that's it. Adios.